Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened on Friday?
It feels to me like there was some more fucking kings.
There was more reigns of more kings.
And then there were some other kings?
Yeah.
Maybe a few more than that, too.
There really were.
It's just kings. It's raining kings.
It's raining kings. Yeah. Yeah, lots of kings. It's raining kings.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened.
Okay.
One of them got leprosy.
Oh, okay. Well, at least there was something that happened other than kings.
One guy only ruled a month.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, yeah.
Some of them did good in the Lord's eyes and some did bad.
Kings.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was 2 Kings chapter 15.
Correct.
And today we're getting into
2 Kings chapter 16.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie, if you say so. Okay, before I get into this chapter, I just wanted to say that I found a Bible in our house.
You did?
It was like a hard copy, paper Bible.
Do you even know where you got it?
I think I picked it up when I was going to church that couple years when we were talking to that one really cool pastor that was more into history than he was into actual, Bible stuff.
Right.
And I picked it up with the idea that I might kind of read it, maybe.
Sure.
And what's really funny is that was probably, a good 15 years ago.
Right.
And so I was looking at it thinking about maybe reading that instead of our online one.
Fucking print, though.
The print is tiny. And I'm not old, but apparently I'm old.
Right.
Because I would need a fucking magnifying glass.
Yeah.
But one thing that it was good for, and this is particularly why I mentioned it, holy shit, I'm able to see physically how far we are through the Bible. We're about a third of the way through the Bible.
That is a cool aspect of having it, just to see where we are.
Yeah. So. What a cool thing. I mean, I had no idea we were so far. It felt like we were really getting along through the Bible, and we are.
Yeah.
So that excited me.
Definitely. I want to mention one thing while we're going on about other things here.
Okay.
Since we did mention it in our book club episode, but...
No, we didn't mention it in our book club episode. We mentioned it while we weren't recording the book club episode.
That's right.
You did a live or whatever.
Yeah.
But nobody was in there.
I'll be playing with that too at some point.
Yeah.
But I mostly, but because wife doesn't do the podcasty side of things.
I don't do tech stuff.
Yeah, so I got frustrated with Anchor.
You did,
because they changed their the way of ads things that they were doing, the way they were doing their ads.
Which would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
Because we would have been getting more ads, and which means we'd have been getting paid more.
Yeah.
And the ads would have sounded more professional and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, very cool.
But then they started telling us that we had no listeners.
All of a sudden overnight, they're like, oh, wait, we owe you no money, or we owe you more money, and at the same time, suddenly, nobody's listening to your podcast.
Yeah, and then I went
Isn't that funny?
And then I went to go check the stats, because I reached out to them. I was like, hey, we're not showing any listens on our newest episode. And they're like, it can take up to 24 hours for them to populate on there. And then once they did populate, they were populated at about 2/3 of what we would normally have for that time frame.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I don't trust this. I feel like you guys are fucking scamming me.
Yeah.
And this isn't the first time this has happened. I'm not just jumping ship to just jump ship, but we decided it was time to move on. So now we're with Podbean.
Besides that, Anchor is owned by Stitcher, and I'm not trying to fuck with Stitcher, quite honestly, because that whole Joe Rogan thing. I'm just like, fuck
It's
Stitcher.
a happy accident, you know?
Yeah, it was like, you know what? Give me an excuse, and they did.
Yeah, so there may be a few things that are going to be slightly different here and there as far as how things are happening with ads and whatnot. So
and it may take us a few days to get our shit together.
So bear with us, and
As usual.
We'll get it straightened out, I think, hopefully.
I mean,
it's just the two of us, you know. We gotta figure it out ourselves. So
we're always kind of like, bear with us, because it's always a little bit
something.
It's always a bit of a mess. I mean, we have a real janky setup, so you know,
we really do.
It is what it is. But thank you, everybody, for those who stick with us, and particularly our patrons who are supporting us, and we owe you more than what we're supplying currently, and thank you.
Yes, definitely thank you, and we appreciate everything. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into this now.
All right.
Now that we've rambled on for 4.5 minutes about, you know, other things.
It's part of our being upfront with our listeners.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
letting you guys know what's going on.
But now that they're bored, you know,
fuck off.
Let's read the Bible and bore them some more.
If you are bored, fuck off. Eat my ass. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Well, seriously,
That's some strong words there.
I got some shit to say.
Yeah.
I didn't make you listen to me.
It's true.
Cool.
It's true. They chose to click that play button.
Don't be bored, asshole.
They did.
Okay. So 2 Kings chapter 16.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Ahaz, son of Jotham.
Ahaz?
Ahaz.
Not Ahab.
Ahaz.
Okay. All right.
Ahaz here. Ahaz, son of Jotham, began to rule over Judah in the 17th year of King Pekah's reign in Israel.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Ahaz was 20 years old when he became king.
Okay.
As opposed to our 70-year-old president.
Oh. Yeah.
Our almost 80-year-old president.
Right.
And he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. Not a bad run. Not a bad run.
I mean, as things go, you know.
Oh, but guess what?
He did what's evil in the eyes, Lord.
He did not do what was pleasing in the sight of the Lord his God.
That's what I meant.
As his ancestor David had done.
Wait, what?
He didn't do good. Not like, you know, David had done good.
Oh. So this is a Judah king?
I guess. I don't know.
Huh.
Jerusalem. He reigned in Jerusalem.
Okay.
But he didn't do good like David did.
Interesting. Okay.
Instead, he followed the example of the kings of Israel, even sacrificing his own son in the fire.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
That's not cool,
That's
man.
gross.
Right?
But
why'd you do it?
But again, we kind of looked into this a little bit, and let us not forget that they truly did think when they were sacrificing their children that they were...
It's like the ultimate sacrifice. You know,
they were
really making a sacrifice.
They were giving up the thing most precious to them when they did that.
Yeah.
It's gross. I'd never do it. I'd be like, fuck that God.
But they had their reasons, I guess.
They did have reason, and it wasn't just like praying to a devil.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In this way, he followed the detestable practices of the pagan nations the Lord had driven from the land ahead of the Israelites.
I mean,
Did the Lord drive them away?
That's not really what happened.
That's not what happened. Because
they were still there, and they still are there.
Yeah,
actually,
to this day.
Yeah.
He offered sacrifices and burned incense at the pagan shrines and on the hills and under every green tree.
If God had driven them away, there wouldn't be pagan shrines.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's true.
They were there already before this king started worshiping at them.
Yeah.
And they've been there for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So kind of bad phrasing, and also fuck off.
And not a very good, benchmark for God. You know,
He failed.
He missed
you
that
failed,
one. Yeah.
sir.
Right?
My good sir Lord guy, you failed.
Yeah.
Then King Rezin, it may be Reason or Rezan, but I like Rezin of Aram, and King Pekah of Israel came up to attack Jerusalem.
Yeah.
They besieged. You said, that tracks.
I mean, it's all that's happening. They're they're gonna go.
They
attack
reign
them
and they do bad and they fight.
Right.
Yep. They besieged Ahaz, but could not conquer him.
Oh.
At that time, the king of Edom, which is funny because we literally were just reading about them in Asimov's book.
Right.
Had recovered the town of Elath for Edom. He drove out the people of Judah and sent Edomites to live there, as they do to this day.
Oh, okay.
To the day this book was written.
Yeah, whenever that day is.
Yeah. King Ahaz sent messengers to King Tiglath-Pileser of Assyria with this message.
Okay.
I am your servant and your vassal. Come up and rescue me from the attacking armies of Aram and Israel. Then Ahaz took the silver and gold from the temple of the Lord and the palace treasury and sent it as a payment to the Assyrian king. So he basically sent out some steam cloud help messages and was like, help! Help!
Right.
So the king of Assyria attacked the Aramean capital of Damascus and led its population away as captives, resettling them in Kir. He also killed King Rezin.
Oh, dang.
Yep.
Okay.
So, bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
King Ahaz then went to Damascus to meet with King Tiglath-Pileser of Assyria. While he was there, he took special note of the altar.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Like, what's special about that altar?
was it pretty? Was it made of gold?
Right.
Then he sent a model of the altar to Uriah the priest along with its design in full detail. He was like, nice altar.
This is the king that's worshiping other gods, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All
But
right.
he's like, that
He's
altar.
like, I want to worship that one.
That
Sounds
altar is
cool.
badass.
Right? Yeah.
I fucking live for this altar. Man, if I had an altar like that, all my problems
It's
would be
all
solved.
about the cool factor for the altar. You know, it's got to be the coolest altar of all the altars.
I never get a cool altar.
Right?
Why
Yeah.
don't you build me a cool altar, babe?
I don't have the tools to.
You do have tools.
No, I got rid of them, remember?
Oh, you did sell those tools.
Yeah, all
didn't
I've
you?
got now is basically a router.
But you have a hammer and nails, and we can get wood.
You want me to just like...
I demand an altar.
Whittle you an altar?
I demand an altar.
I guess I could whittle one.
You better make me an altar.
All right, I'll get on it.
Okay. Uriah followed the king's instructions and built an altar just like it, and it was ready before the king returned from Damascus.
Wow.
When the king returned, he inspected the altar and made offerings on it.
Okay.
He presented burnt offering and a grain offering, and he poured out a liquid offering, and he sprinkled the blood of peace offerings on the altar.
Is this the Lord's altar, though? What is
I have
this?
no idea.
Okay.
Then King Ahaz removed the old bronze altar from its place in front of the Lord's temple between the entrance and the new altar and placed it on the north side of the new altar.
Okay.
I don't really understand what's happening.
Exactly, but okay.
He's moving shit around.
Yeah, he's rearranging. It's decoration day.
We recently rearranged our furniture, but we did not put in a new altar.
No new altars.
We did put in a new bookshelf, though.
Well, we
repurposed it.
We repurposed a bookshelf.
Yeah.
Yes.
We moved it from here and put it there.
Yes. Indeed.
He told Uriah the priest, use the new altar for the morning sacrifices of burnt offering, the evening grain offering, the king's burnt offering and grain offering, and the burnt offerings of all the people, as well as their grain offerings and liquid offerings. Sprinkle the blood from all the burnt offerings and sacrifices on the new altar. The bronze altar will be for my personal use only.
Okay.
Uriah the priest did just as King Ahaz commanded him. He's like, I'm going to cover all my bases, and y'all get to pray with me to the Lord, but then in private, I'm still going to use this old offer for my pagan shit.
Or something.
Right?
But it was like the Lord's altar, though, so like maybe he's trying to do, offerings to the Lord and private too, while also going out sometimes and doing pagan worshiping or something.
Well, no, the new one is the one that he's saying.
Right, but they removed the one from the temple. So, like, it was the Lord's altar before, the one that they just installed.
Oh, I don't really understand.
I don't either, but I mean, that's what they were doing, so.
Then the king removed the side panels and basins from the portable water carts. He also removed the great bronze basin called the Sea.
Oh.
From the backs of the bronze oxen and placed it on the stone pavement.
Huh.
Remember when David built that giant thing? Or was that Solomon?
Why did he take him off of the fucking...
The sea. Yeah. The giant bath.
And the carts were made to cart the water in and stuff. So, what are you going to use to cart the water in?
I don't think he's putting water in there anymore.
What's he putting? I mean, what's going in there?
He's like, fuck this sea. Fuck this giant bath.
All right.
I got no Bathsheba. I don't need a giant bathtub.
I guess.
In deference to the king of Assyria, he also removed the canopy that had been constructed inside the palace for use on the Sabbath day, as well as the king's outer entrance to the temple of the Lord. The rest of the events in Ahaz's reign and everything he did are recorded in that fucking book.
Of things, yeah.
Yeah. We're just going to call it that fucking book.
That fucking book.
Okay?
Yeah.
When Ahaz died, when he was dying, when he did a death.
He did died.
When he did died, he was buried with his ancestors in the city of David. Then his son Hezekiah became the next king. The end.
Okay. So more kings.
Yep.
And
just the one king, though. Just the one king.
Yeah.
Ahaz.
Right. Yeah.
And he rearranged furniture.
Right. That's true.
That's what he did.
Yep. And he went to war.
Yeah.
And
of course.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Kind of boring.
And things.
Honestly.
It was a little bit, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I mean, it is what it is, right? It's the fucking Bible.
I'm ready to get out of Kings, but I know Chronicles ain't going to be that much better.
No, I know. But, it's just, you can only hear so much about so many kings.
And then there was another king. Damn. And then there was another king. And then there was another king.
Kings.
Like, none of them do anything different. No. I need some stories.
Right?
Go back to the stories. I need some giants. I need some angels.
Yeah.
I need some talking donkeys.
I need some shit to make fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just like, yep, that was boring.
Right?
Like, that going in. God.
Yeah, don't live up to our expectations. Shit. All right. Well, that was 2 Kings chapter 16.
Sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow we're going to be back with
2 Kings chapter 17.
We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.